Hey guys, Rodney Walker here, Grant Center USA. We've been looking at the whole topic and the issue of what does it take to become a certified grant writer. Also been looking at the issue of how do you go about choosing the right grant writing certification program for you. And I want to talk to you about that in this video. How do you go about choosing the type of program that's going to be beneficial to you based upon the way you learn, based upon the way that's a best fit for you? And that's something that you're gonna have to make a decision about, and only you can make that decision and come to that determination of what works best for you. But I wanna give you some things that can help you. The first thing I wanna share with you, you really wanna make sure that when you're choosing a grant writing certification program that you get a good fit. And the big thing that I wanna say is you wanna make sure that you choose it with care, okay? Yes, I said care. Now, what do you mean by care? Well, CARE is an acronym, okay? And here's the acronym. CARE stands for C. The first thing, it stands for criteria. What is the criteria of the organization that's giving you the approval and that's actually certifying you? So you want to ask some really tough questions when you're talking to various organizations and institutions. Say, what's the criteria that I'm going to be judged by? Okay? Different organizations have different criteria. So you want to know what that criteria is before you get into it. In addition to it, the next thing that you want to ask is A, what's the assessment? How am I going to be judged? You know, it's almost like taking a test without knowing what you're going to be judged on. You want to kind of get an idea of that, and you want to see, is that organization going to provide you with that training to be able to meet that criteria, or are you going to have to get that from some outside institution, or are you going to have to learn that on your own? That's something worth noting as well. So we have number one, criteria. Two, we have what's the assessment. The R in CARE stands for requirements. What are the requirements that you're going to have to go through? And by requirements, I'm talking about like what are the ongoing requirements for keeping that certification? Maybe something worth noting. What are the requirements initially up front? What are the financial requirements that may be a part of you? What are you going to be required to learn? What are you going to be required to know? All of those things become really important. What are you going to be required to do after you have been a part of receiving that certification? Are there ongoing things that you're going to have to do throughout the year? Are there ongoing requirements? Are there things that you're going to have to be able to do later on to keep that certification in terms of additional education, additional learning? Are you gonna have to have a conference that you have to go through to? All of those things are things worth noting as you're choosing and thinking about what certification program is gonna be the best fit for you. Now, let me give you that E. That E is also important as well. The E stands for, can you guess? No, okay, great. It is education. The E stands for education. And by education, when you're choosing a program, I would say education would be important. Important in the sense of who is training you, okay? What's their educational background? Also, what's their experience, okay? What's their experience? Because remember, when you're learning from somebody, you're pulling literally from those two areas. You're pulling from their education and you're pulling from their experience. How did they learn? And what's their practical real life experience that they're bringing to the table? Because that's what they're going to bring to you. That's what they're going to bring to the classroom. And depending on the depth of that is how much they are going to be able to share with you. I was talking to one of my students, and it was really interesting that they were telling me about something about a program that they went through. And one of the things that I recommend when you're learning is that you get as much training as you can, and that you get training from a variety of places, because again, the variety of places that you're getting your education and learning experience from is all going to add different elements that may be helpful for you. So again, at the end of the day, my friend, whenever you're choosing a grant writing certification program, make sure that you choose it with care, that you look at the criteria, that you look at the assessment, that you look at the requirements, and that you look at the education. I'll throw another E in there, look at the experience. With that being the case, my friend, you will find a great program that can fit for you and the way you like to learn. Remember, be brave, be bold, be brilliant. I'll talk to you soon, and always take charge.